Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to my little recap of the day of feeds for March 5th. It's late again, so bear with me, but I'm going to try and recap. I did not get to watch as much feeds today as I would like, but I do want to talk about some notes that I got from the day. Want to talk about some of these alliances. I want to start with this six-person alliance. Yesterday, I thought it was a five-person alliance, that being Tashawn, Jed, Latoya, Tina, Kiefer. Beth is also a part of this alliance, and it's interesting. I feel some type of way about Beth, but she's playing hard, and I don't know really where she stands because then there is this other alliance of Jed, Tashawn, Beth, and Austin. So Beth is in this really interesting place, and obviously, Jed and Tashawn are as well. Now we do need to touch upon Tara because I do not know what to think of her. She is all over the place. Now she's definitely developing relationships, and I think it's helping her right now because she's kind of in the middle. So she should be safe for a while, but she does a lot of talking. I really feel like she is playing against herself right now with all this talking that she is doing. Yesterday, I didn't mention how she was trying to set up Victoria in a way of like telling her info to see if it gets back to her. But Tara's the one who is going around doing all this talking, and it's probably going to fall back on her at some point. So yeah, she's really a mess, borderline annoying. I know some people on Twitter are starting to call her Christmas Junior. Might not be far off with that. Let's talk about Kiefer, who is cracking under the pressure several hours before even officially being nominated. He was pretty sure it was going to be him and Josh, which and but he's not taking it all that well. He's trying to he's getting a little emotional, thinking like he needs to take revenge on Austin if he stays and he becomes HOH. He tells this to Latoya, who is very smart in telling him that he probably should not tell other people in this alliance about his plan to go after Austin because, well, I don't know how much Latoya knows, but Jed and Tashawn are in that alliance with Austin and Beth. So it's very smart of Latoya to tell Kiefer this to look out for Kiefer. But also Kiefer is getting worried and trying to tell his alliance of six, I guess, to what they need to do in case Josh wins veto and how they need to put up Rohan. Now, Latoya's trying to help him out, but and other people in the alliance too, but he's still cracking under the pressure, and I think he's starting to get his alliance's nerves. So if anybody is going to ruin his chances this week, it's himself. He needs to calm down. He is not handling the block all that well. Which brings me to the nominations. Austin did officially nominate Kiefer and Josh tonight. Now, Austin's plan is interesting to me. It's also confusing to me. She definitely targeting Kiefer. She is annoyed with Kiefer. I guess he was yelling during the HOH comp for whatever reason. I don't know what that means. I'm sure we'll see it on the episode. But that is why she nominated Kiefer, and she does want Kiefer out instead of Josh because she talks game with Josh and doesn't feel like she can talk game with Kiefer. So Kiefer is her target, but the problem is she's just HOH, and I think she's expecting that the House is just going to vote the way she wants. But there's this whole alliance going on. I'm not sure if she has the numbers, and that is where Basic Beth comes up again. Now she's playing this great game, but she's might be in a tough spot because if she could be the tying vote, really, is what it's going to come down to. If because Braden's on board with this plan too, it seems like. So Austin and Braden are probably going to push for Kiefer if it comes to that. I just don't know how hard they're going to push. And if they do push hard, what is Beth going to do? She's in this alliance kind of with those two. She's in this alliance with Austin, Jed, and Tashawn. So they're going to need her vote because it does seem like Kyle and Rohan are on board to vote out Kiefer rather than Josh. So that would be 4 votes if it is in fact Kyle, Rohan, Beth, and Braden. That would be the 4 votes. They actually would still need 5, which I'm thinking they would have to work Tara. Don't know if they're going to get Tara. So this is why this plan by Austin really doesn't make any sense. Right now, they do not have the numbers to get out Kiefer. It could turn because this is the interesting dynamic going on now because Kiefer is cracking. Don't know what Beth's doing. Tara is getting close to Tina and Latoya. We talked about on the podcast how these older women should work together. It's kind of happening, even though Tara is all over the place. So it is an interesting noms. I personally do not want Josh to go. We've missed out on his hectic feeds. He is hectic. He is chaos, and I do not want to lose another chaotic character this early. So I'm kind of pulling for Josh to win the veto, which then brings about another interesting decision because we do still have Victoria and even Beth planting seeds against Latoya, but I don't think they would have the numbers to get Latoya out either. So Austin is just kind of. I don't think Austin's going to get her way. It seems like the main people that are going to go out this way this round are either Josh or Rohan. Maybe Kiefer, though, that is the possibility. Odds and ends. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. This Kyle and Rohan alliance. They are just building a calm, cool, collected social game. Kyle made some friends today. Rohan, a lot of people seem to like Rohan because he's just chill. So those two are working their social game. It's going to be interesting to see where they end up. But it will even be interesting if Rohan ends up on the block today. Well, not today. If Rohan ends up on the block this week, because I don't know where people stand with Rohan. Like, if it's Rohan versus Josh, I would think Josh goes. If it's Rohan and Kiefer just needs to not dig his own grave, which is a possibility by the looks of it. And Josh is a character. I don't want to lose Josh. He likes drinking hot water. That is what he was drinking today. He's an interesting character. He's a shit stirrer. We missed out on his shit stirring on the feeds. I hope we get to see it on the episodes. All the craziness that happened between him and Julie. I'll try and get into it more on the podcast this week. That's all I have right now for today's live feeds, the nominations, Kiefer and Josh.